All right, hopefully you enjoyed seeing Old Glory fly, and as you can see, mine has the blue stripe for supporting law enforcement. So thanks for Scoutcrafter getting everybody amped up for the 4th of July. All right, before I jump into my garage sale finds, I just wanted to do a quick update on my last video, and I always appreciate people's in the comments section letting me know things that I don't know, and that's primarily why I make a lot of the videos, so appreciate that. And this item was one of the items I bought, which I did not necessarily know 100% what it was for. Had an idea, so you guys let me know. So this tapered end was what was screwing me up, and originally was a little bit longer, and it was for a buffing wheel. You would put the wheel on there and it would slide up, put a nut on it, and it was that's why it was tapered. And then this end obviously would be for a wire brush or any other, maybe a stiffer wheel on that end. But once again, look at this. God knows how old it is. And obviously this was made for when you had, motors were super expensive and you would use that one motor to power multiple type of items. And then the other thing, I wasn't 100% sure on this handle with the chuck on it. And what this is for is, it's called a pin vise. And you would put a small drill bit in it like this. And what's nice about this is you can really crank it down and tighten it. But it's for doing precision type work. So if you had something that was really thin, plastic or metal, you would just basically, put it on top and work it through by hand. And, this could also be really good for if you were reaming out something as well, making it a little bit bigger. They're used in jewelry a lot, things like that. So it is not a file handle, which I thought it may have been. So thanks for everybody in the comments section. Let's get into what I recently found at some garage sales. So I didn't kill it at these garage sales like I do sometimes, or when I'm at estate sales. Sometimes, you just get a good deal or a fair deal. So I paid $10 for these 4 clamps, and I just thought they were great. I'm not much of a woodworker, but I know these would have came in handy when doing that Scoutcrafter challenge. It would have saved me a lot of grief, and I'm sure they'll come in handy down the road again for different projects. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put it in at the end, the Scoutcrafter challenge video. But these are vintage Craftsman. Look at the logos on them. I love the old Craftsman logos there. They're fantastic. There's some sort of alloy. They're not super heavy, not super valuable. Looked them up online. 2 of these, they're going for roughly $10 plus shipping. So for $15, $20, you could own these. Like I said, I paid $10 for all 4. These ones are a little bit cheaper, just because they're a little bit different style. See, these look like they have some attachments on them that make them like they can maybe hold larger pieces of wood. So $10 for those. 3 of them are Craftsman, and 1 of them is a Stanley, made in the USA, number 404. So fair deal, fair price. And same thing here. I got some really nice drill bits. Didn't kill it, not, but I paid $10 and $10. So looking at these, I just love this set. This set is awesome, and the reason I love this set is because they're short drill bits, and they're hard to find. I went crazy when I first got my mini lathe trying to find shorter drill bits, and I eventually settled on this set of Viking that cost me $100. And even in here, these are longer than the drill bits that I just purchased. So here's a 1/2 inch that out of this set, and comparing it to this set, these are super stubby. And these are short as it is. And then I got, these are Vermont American drill bits, just so you, if I didn't call that out. These are, these were rebranded a lot by Craftsman, and they made stuff for a lot of other companies. Sold in Ace Hardware a lot over the years. Oh, this one actually had some of the stuff, and it's brand new. None of them were really ever used that I can tell. And here, this is a nice complete set. It was missing, oh no, this set, it was missing something. So at first I thought I was missing a drill bit, but there was a punch there. So that's what was used out of this set, and I got a million punches, so not worried about that. And then comparing once again the size, Here is a this one doesn't have a 1/2 inch, it only goes up to 7/16, but let's pull a 7/16 out of here, which is a more standard jobber size, and compare it to a 7/16 or 3/8. I keep saying 7/16, it's a 3/8. Look at that. Tremendous difference. So really good deal, I feel like, on these. Didn't kill it. But I just could not walk away from these, especially this one. This one was a no-brainer. This one I was kind of on the fence about. I have quite a bit of drill bits, especially of this standard size. But I said, you know what? I like the case. It had a hinge. It's got the little gauge there. $10. I just had to have it. All right, let me show you the last item, which I think is super neat, but need to wash my hands because they're a little bit delicate. Before I wash my hands, I forgot to mention I got the guy for $10 on this bundle to throw in this Kreuter nice linesman wrench. And it has a V on it, which I thought was pretty cool. And it has some really clear markings on it, which will be great. It'll make a nice project when you clean it up, and the teeth were great on it. It's all freed up. So I made them. I didn't make them, but I said, "What do you want for these clamps?" He said 10. I said, "Would you throw? I'll pay the 10 if you'll throw this pliers in." He said, "Sure." So not too bad. Now let me wash my hands. What I have here are some really vintage matches, and part of collecting tools is the thrill of it for me is just the history and the age of things, and I just always loved history. I always loved older stuff my whole life. So let me lay these out, and I think you're gonna see some really cool nostalgic stuff. So I laid them all out, and let me show you some of my favorite. Obviously this Lucky Strike I really like just because of the design of the package. Love this Philip Morris one. I think that's just great marketing and branding. Just screams history. I thought that one was super neat. What other one did I really like? The Roosevelt Raceway up here. And I'll pan in on these at the end and give you an overview. But what I learned about matches in the 2 minutes since I own these is that if they have a striker on the front of the package, so you flip it open. Oh, this person must have been a collector. So maybe that was the thing that cut them off. So they don't damage the package. I noticed that in a lot of them. But you would flip it open and strike it. The fear of that is that the whole package could go on fire. So in 1976, they stopped making strikers on the front, and they went to the back of the package. And that's what I kind of remember as a growing up, is that you would flip the package over, put the thing in there, pew, light it off that way. But those are pretty cool King Edward cigars as well. The other thing I learned is that the branding on matches goes back to the early 1900s, and it started in Manhattan. They were doing it to advertise like Broadway plays and so forth. But Pabst Blue Ribbon was the first one that went out and made a huge investment in I think it was early 1900s, 1903, 1904, and put it all over matches, and that was kind of the start of it. And this was big all the way through probably to the early 90s, and it's a piece of history here. So lady wanted $5 for this, and I said I had no idea what they're worth, and looking them up, it's probably a fair price. They might be worth a little bit more, a little less, who knows. But she had a couple of these cases laying around, and they're just empty DeWalt cases. So I said, how about I'll give you $5 and you throw in these 2 cases? And she had no problem with that. So I paid $5, and I already threw some sanding discs in this one. They'll come in handy. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.